Hey everybody, Paul Foster here with Secondhand Productions, and today we're going to watch another short film. This one's called The Loner, and it is about a post-apocalyptic environment where a woman is in search of her daughter, and she's trying to determine if it's more important to survive or to live, I guess, or to live than to survive. So when we don't go away, when we come back, we're going to check out The Loner. All right, so we're back. I have not seen this short film. I'm kind of enjoying this watch it with you blindly thing. It does kind of limit how long of a short film I can do. Maybe if I do a little more longer formatted short film, I won't necessarily watch the entire thing blind. I'll watch it ahead of time or something. We'll figure that out later. But for now, let's see. We got The Loner, which is a WROL. I don't know what that means. Maybe if you know, you can put it in the comments below. But here we go. That's a creative shot right out the gate. I like it. It's always cool when they just kind of come up with these creative ways to shoot from a different angle. Give you something.
6 months since society fell apart.
Okay.
The very framework that protected us is no more.
Okay.
Police, medical, public services are non-existent. We didn't realize what we had done. The pollution, it had destroyed the very air we breathe. Long-term exposure led to numerous diseases. Crops started to die out. In the desperation, many turned to violence, looting, rioting. Anarchy has become the law of the land.
Okay. That's a good lead in. A little narration, set it up. Little Sarah, there, 12, another birthday. Know how to to live without hope is to cease to live. Okay, we get teardrops. All right, so we're establishing a relationship of some sort here. Obviously, music seems a little bit dramatic for the moment.
One foot in front of the next. This keeps me moving forward. This is my constant. Day after day, I have no choice but to trust the ground under my feet. The ground that takes me to my destination. I know I'll see her soon.
Okay.
Even amidst this chaos, I still hold on to hope for a better tomorrow.
Now, so far, I mean, I like it. And you continue the narration, and we're getting the visual optics. The only thing that's kind of disappointing, they applied almost a sepia color grade to it to kind of make it feel like it's not normal times, and to kind of like make the grass look a little tingy, I guess. But obviously, some of these shots are really blown out. And it would probably been good for them to, especially outdoors, put an ND filter on a matte box or something. give yourself a chance to kind of bring that down a few f-stops. There's no real reason if they're manually controlling the aperture on this for it to be this blown out, unless put it this way: if you're at 22 on your aperture and it looks like this, it looks completely that bright outside. Throw it on, get yourself a matte box, put in a neutral density filter on it. Let's bring it down a few more f-stops so that it's not so blown out. You get over here, and I mean, this should not be this blown out right over in here. And it kind of does take away from the visuals, unless it's intentional. I mean, it could be intentional, so I don't want to prejudge it too much. But that's kind of like I saw it when she was walking towards the water, the sandbars. At first, I thought it was like snow at first, and then I realized it was sand. And then the opposite bank, it was pretty blown out. And now we're getting here. I mean, you can't even see anything inside this park. It's so blown out, And it's like, I mean, there's no data there, so just a quick thought. And a lot of times they'll do the shallow depth of field thing, and that's part of the reason why it's blown out. What's going on here? I mean, once again, you're losing so much information. What is she doing? Oh my gosh, really?
Let me go, okay?
Consequences of leaving, Sylvia.
I hate that place. No one will ever know. If you just go, please.
Not today.
You got cars driving down there. You got all these cars parked here. It looks like just school signs in yellow. Everything's just kind of like normal, except for these 5 people.
What the fuck are you looking at, bitch? Yeah, that's what I thought. Keep on walking, puta.
Wow. Okay. So blown out. Oh my God. Okay. What's going on?
Look at that, Johnson. Damn, darling. We're just having a little fun, They don't give you the right to try to kill us.
What's this dude doing in the background?
If I wanted to kill you, you'd already be dead.
Bitch. Maybe you should have killed me when you had the chance.
Oh, come on. Really? I'm not really feeling the Western music all of a sudden.
It's time to go. The gunshots bring the wrong kind of attention.
I don't know how to survive.
There are 3 options. To die, to survive,
Oh, she's thinking about her lines.
or to live.
Alright, that Western music's driving me nuts. Now we got a different color grade here. It's a lot of yellow. Sun moved. It's not balanced.
Gracias.
It's all blown out. It's disappointing. Alright. So that's the Loner by Zealot films. And I'm not trying to tear on them too bad. I mean, I kind of see what they were trying to do, but you can still get that shallow depth of field. You're just gonna have to slap a neutral density filter on it. Let's see what some people had to say. All right, let's see what they thought. Yeah, this guy Jacob says, the atmosphere is pretty cool, but the fight scene just didn't make any sense, and it really didn't. I think when you look at movies where you have a heroine, and you have a strong leading female character, when she's unstoppable. I mean, the part where she takes the gun and she flips them, like it was no effort on her part. That you start to get in the realm of like that's not even realistic. It's not believable how easily she disarmed, and then she kicks the other guy, like he kicks him in the side and then off camera, and it sounds like he went to the ground. Now I will say this: the baseball bat hits, those look pretty solid. They look pretty believable, and a small frame woman like that would take a baseball bat and she could hit somebody and knock the tar out of them. It's believable. But to act like they're just going to stand there, for them to just stand there and take the beating. And the funniest part, the guy that was laying on the ground behind her, and why did they just let her get up and talk? But that guy's like crawling away, and occasionally he looks over. Do I need to move some more? And it's like, you reshoot that. Give him some goal, just lay there, be dead. Don't crawl away, because you're like, it doesn't make sense. This chick just nailed you with the baseball bat. Why would you just be laying there if you're conscious and you're crawling away? And then she jumped you guys. You're about to rape some chick, and you're about to rape somebody, and then here's another chick. You got her under control. What would stop you from not just doing whatever it is you're going to do to both of them? And where was the gun earlier? There's a lot of questions. So the fight scene is somewhat suspect. It's really more of a continuity flow issue rather than, and it doesn't mean you can't have a strong female lead do these things. You just got to it's this ebb and flow, and it's like it has to be believable. You have to put her in a situation where the audience is going to believe the outcome. One of the biggest problems I had with the last Tomb Raider, and I've talked about this before, but the biggest problem I had with the last Tomb Raider is you start out the film and you have this 115-pound woman who's working out. She's doing MMA fighting against other women and even against probably other guys that she's sparring with. Okay. Then she goes out in the jungle and she literally lays on the top of the back of probably a 200-pound man and drowns him in 6 inches of water because he can't do a push-up and lift her. He can't this is like a guy that works out. He's all ripped. And you can tell me he can't do a push-up to get his face out of the water and flip this little 115-pound girl off his back. No, and that's when you get into the whole Mary Sue kind of character descriptions. But, so that's what you got to do is you have to put her in a situation where it's believable. The reason Die Hard was so successful had to do with the fact that John McClane was human, and he wasn't this invincible type character. He was getting hurt too, and most of the time when he fought from a position of survival than a position of dominance. He didn't have all the answers, and most people in real life don't walk around just completely cocky and all this. So if you're going for 80s post-apocalyptic, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, unstoppable, that's more power to you. But that's what hurt when you got in the fight scene. Once the bat goes away, everything else is kind of like downhill. She's also searching for her lines when they're talking. That's not good. Give them a chance to redo that. Have them block it out, have them go through it a few times, give them some direction on how it feels. You went shallow depth of field a lot because it was an artistic decision, it seemed like. But the problem is you're shooting at high, with a lot of light coming into the lens. You're probably running at times it seemed like you're running a very, low aperture, so you're running 2.8 to 3.5, if not lower. I'll be honest with you, I got Roken on glass. I got Roken on glass on this thing right now, and that's a 24 millimeter, and I'm running about a 2.5. You can't see anything behind me. But the problem is, that means that aperture's open so much. All this light's coming in. You completely have blown out the church. You've blown out the sky. You've blown out the ground. You can't see anything else. And so it kind of like takes away from the details and the interest. And then once that stuff's gone, it's gone. You can't do anything with it. So, all right, let's see. Oh, here we go. And this is, these are the kind of comments you're going to get. So we see some social justice warrior woke theatrics which hardly reflect the stark realities of a harsh post-apocalyptic society. One individual engaging 4 to 5 equally armed opponents rarely ends well for the lone individual. Next person says, must still be a lot of food around, and that fat guy knows where it is. That's a good one. Let's see. Good premise. Everything else was a feminist wet dream. All right, that's a little harsh, but let's see. Nice cinematography, but pretty middle brow. Everything else. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, lighting and the cinematography. It was interesting framing. The cinematography needs some work. Hopefully, you learn from the experience, and the overexposure was just too much for me. So I can't honestly agree that the cinematography was good, because that's part of the cinematographer's job is making sure that the lighting's right, what's coming in, and knowing his gear. So, but some people, what they do is they do these really shallow depth of field things, and then they go, oh, it's very artistic, but it's gotta work with the lighting. All right. I did a shot in my last short film that just pisses me off. Why? Because I'm in a covered area. I'm shooting my actor, and behind him it's high day, and it's past high noon. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Everything across the street's blown out, and the reason why is because I had to lower my aperture to the point that I could see him, because I did not bring enough light to offset the amount of light that was coming into the lens from behind him. So in the end, I had to do a similar thing they did here with the entire film. I had to just accept it and go with it, because I couldn't reshoot it. That happens, but just learn your gear and run with it. I say a loner better learn to make a smaller fire. That opening fire is a magnet to draw trouble. That's a good argument. Let's see. Here's one more. I saw, watch the movie, read the comments, watched the movie again. I saw twice as much the second time. I love the opening shot. So did I. How did you get that shot? They want to know. I love how she ran her hand over the fence. That's just artistic. It doesn't do anything to move the story forward. Honestly, no joke. Her going to school, what was the point? All right, it's filler. There's nothing that moves the story forward. The problem is the premise of this and what was said, and here's a problem where you have a continuity issue between. It says she's going to find her daughter. That's what it said. Nowhere in this short film does she reconcile that. She's writing in her diary day 12. I haven't seen her or something to that effect. I don't know if it was birthday 12 or day 12. Nothing there. Nothing to be seen. So, and she saves a complete stranger, and she just says, you either fight or you die, or whatever at the end. So it's almost like the concept was there. The execution wasn't strong. I just keep tearing this thing down. I don't want to do that, but it is what it is. Feel free to go tear one of mine down. I said, perfect, well done, hard work, little pay. If any hope, you continue and have success. And I would say the exact same. We'll just leave it there. All right. Short films are a great place for us to learn and get better. Okay. You're going to take your lumps. You're going to make your mistakes, but the cool thing is you're going to get better. And then you learn from that. And your next project's better than your last project. If you're doing that, then more power to you. A lot of people sacrifice. They put in a lot of time and energy to do these kind of short films. They're not easy. It's still work. It's a lot of work involved in them. So I encourage you to just take all this with a grain of salt, except it is what it is. And the best thing you could do is say, you know what, you're right. My film is flawed. My film's flawed. And, kind of go from there. So with that being said, my name is Paul Foster, this is Secondhand Productions. If you like this video, You can hit that subscribe button below. Hit that bell so you can get notifications. You can follow us on our Facebook page, which is Secondhand Production Films. And then you can also follow us on Twitter at Paul_SHP at Twitter. And if you have a short film you'd like us to check out, you're interested in our feedback, I'm a filmmaker myself, so I'm open to any feedback on my projects. And until next time, I hope you guys learn and continue to grow as filmmakers, and we'll see you then.